Hello, good morning and welcome to New Forest Morphs. Jared is now back with us. Welcome back, Jared, from your week of illness. It's good to have you back. It certainly makes a huge difference to looking after and maintaining the snakes when you share it with your son or daughter or family member. Or friend, or partner, whatever. It does make life a little bit easier, doesn't it, Jared? And I do appreciate you coming back into the facility to help with everything, so it's very much appreciated. What we've done together is so that we can start using our Reptile scan, Jared. Why don't we just give everyone an update on what we've done? Because here's an example with here's Ezra, his card that Jared made up. Just talk us through how you made those up, Jared.
I just put all their details in on Reptile scan. You can do one for each snake.
Yeah.
And then it allows you to print off a QR code.
Yeah.
Which looks like that.
Yeah.
And then I just printed them off, laminated them, and then we went round and stuck them on each tub.
Yeah.
So now you can see every single one. It's got their name, what they are, and their barcode.
It's fantastic, and we've got about 150 snakes. So what's really good is, Jared, you did the feeding of the hatchlings yesterday, and how did that go?
Yeah, really good. All of them ate, other than one that was in deep shed.
Yeah. So we've got quite a few of our hatchlings that are in shed, and they still ate. The ambient humidity is running about 63 to 65, and we found since that's been happening, the animals are shedding much better, they're eating much better. And also we've been regulating the temperatures a lot better. Since we've got the new Habitat racks in, we're able to fine tune better. So I think all these small changes are making a big difference. And we've also found that the girls are pounding food. Now I know that when you put a boy into a female, that can sometimes stimulate the pounding of food. But we're finding that we don't need to put a boy in to achieve that. We want to put the boy in to breed because all our girls are pounding food right now. So we're going to use the ultrasound and do one more ultrasound today because Jared hasn't seen this in operation yet. And the animal that we're going to be doing is the pin girl, which is Penelope. She's just out of shed, and so we're going to check to see the size of her follicles. Now we do have, if you come over here, we do have a girl that's bowl wrapping, which is Panda. And we did ultrascan her, I think it was literally 3 days ago. Now if you have a look and see the behaviour, oh, it's a shame. She was actually bowl wrapping beautifully just a minute ago, wasn't she, Jared? I mean, she's still partially bowl wrapping, but the bowl wrapping was a perfect example of what you're looking for follicle build. So we just put her back. Now to get the adhesive jar, and you know you laminated these cards.
Yeah.
How did you get them to stick onto the rubs? What was the technique?
They're just on Velcro. Like that.
Yeah.
Velcro. So you can take the tags off, move them if you need to when you're cleaning. Yeah. And then you just stick them back on.
Yeah, so we've ordered, and they're not very expensive, but you've got the Velcros here. Yeah. And we basically, you back to back them, and then you peel them off, you put the sticky part on the laminated card, and then you put the other part onto the rub. And that's how you do it. And I think they were literally, what, for 500 or 250 pairs?
About £5.
About £5 to £8, I think it was. So that's what we're using for that. So we just put those to one side. Now the other thing I wanted to do is wanted to thank all our subscribers because we've now hit over 800 subscribers, which I'm really pleased about. So thank you all for subscribing to our channel. I do appreciate your love and support. And Jared, how many followers have you got on the Instagram account at the moment?
Just over 1,500.
So we've got 1,500 plus on there. So please do jump onto the Instagram. Please jump onto our channel. Hit that subscription button if you want to get regular updates on our journey. We're doing a couple of videos a week, and we're going to try and maintain that through the season. We will put in some bonus footage if there's something special happening we want to give you an update on. We'll probably throw in some extra videos as well, but we're going to try and do 1 or 2 a week on a regular basis, one on midweek, one on the weekend, and I think that would be lovely. Now the other thing is we do have some merch, and just wanted to show you some of our hats that we've got. I'll sport that for you if you like. So we've got 2 types of hats, Jared. This one is the baseball cap, so that one, and we've got t-shirts to match in lots of different sizes. So if you would like to order any of our merch, Jared's the man on Instagram, please send him a message. And also we're doing sticker swaps. So there's an example of our sticker, one of our stickers. So if you want to do a sticker swap, we've got quite a few sticker swaps on our board, Jared. Just have a quick look at how many we've got so far. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to build up for the new season more and more stickers. So please feel free to drop Jared a message on Instagram, and we will do some sticker swaps, t-shirt swaps, whatever you fancy doing. And okay, so a little trick I've done here is I've kept I know it's very simple, but instead of me having to keep on doing that all the time, with the gel that I'm using for the ultrasound, I've just got a little cup that sits there perfectly, and that means that when I use it, the gel should come out a lot easier. What I do like to do is I do like to use gloves, so we will use some gloves, and we'll have a go at seeing if we can find some follicles on our big pin girl. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the pin girl, I'll leave her in her rub, but I'm going to use this part of the table so that Jared can video both the snake being probed, but also the laptop, so you can hopefully see whether we can find the follicles. Now, another top tip is when you put your gloves on, make sure your hands are not too wet, because otherwise it does prove to be quite difficult. But I think we're just about getting there now. I wish everyone a very happy Halloween weekend as well, because we're meeting for the Halloween. We've grown our own pumpkins, Jared, haven't we? And,
you have.
We have. Mandy and I have grown our own pumpkins, and we're taking them down to all our grandchildren to celebrate the Halloween season, which is fantastic. I hope everyone else has a great Halloween season as well. And there's more treats than tricks, unless you like your tricks, of course. So, talking of tricks, let's see whether I can share a few tricks on the ultrasound and treat you to some snake candy as well. So, right, Freddy Krueger. Sorry, it's about the best I'm going to get to a Halloween special, I think. Right, Bamboo Girl, here we go. So this is our Pinstripe Girl. So this is our Pinstripe Girl. Let's have a look at her first. So she's sitting on the hot spot, but this morning when we were cleaning, she was cooling. So there you go. So if you haven't got an ultrasound, this isn't obviously necessary for breeding, but it's very interesting to see whether our personal judgment calls are right. Now, she's in a good position right now. We want to ultrascan her. Her egg development is from about here all the way down to here. Her bladder is round about here. And we might even be able to show you the bladder on the ultrasound. So what I'm going to do is I'll just get some tissue. Thank you, Jad. And we'll just make sure that everything's looking good here. Now, as we put the ultra gel on, have a look at the screen, Jad, and you'll see it'll go white as I do this. We'll see if we can do two together. Can you get both those in?
Yep.
Yeah. Now, you're supposed to be very generous with the gel. Is the screen going white, Jad? That's the question.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what you want. You want a nice white screen. And then coming back to the animal, so what we can do is we probably need to just bring her, straighten her out a little bit. So I'm just going to move her. She's quite a shy animal, so I don't want to spook her, even though it is Halloween. And then just try to straighten that area a little bit, because the area I want to scan is on a curve, and it doesn't help to have a curve there. You want to try and straighten that out as best you can. So what I'm going to try and do is just try and get her into a better position to allow us to see if we can identify where these follicles are. Now, let's have a little look and see what we can find, Jared. You see the rib cage on the ultrascan? Yeah. You see that? And I'm just going to work my way down, nice and easy. And you have to angle the probe. So you start just below the spine and you angle the probe in such a way that you can hopefully pick up the follicle growth. If they're small follicles, they're likely to be just below the spine. If they're large follicles, they'll start to fill the whole area of the snake, and you'll see them in a lot larger size. So I'm just going to work my way down. Can you see anything that looks like a follicle, Jared?
No.
I think at the moment it is not easy to find these. So I'm going to straighten her tail a little bit more.
A bit far down now, do you reckon?
No, they can be this low down. I'm going to let's just try again. It's tricky, isn't it, Jared? It's not easy. Now, what do you see there?
Rib cage.
Rib cage. Can you see anything that's egg-shaped? Are they the follicles? See those circles? See the round circles below the
tiny
spine?
little things.
She could have small follicles, for all I know. That could be the follicles, Jad. So there's a button, Jad. You can press a button for me, which is a screen, and it's called freeze. Can you see the freeze button? It's the second one in from the top. It's a green button. Come in and you'll see the word freeze. Over across a bit more. That's it. There.
Oh,
no.
That's
yeah.
the freeze.
Oh yeah, that's the freeze button. Yeah, thank you. So actually, unfreeze it because I think I've just lost it. Sorry. I think she's got some follicles, Jack.
It's definitely not a spine.
I think let me see if I can find her spine. Let's come up to the top. I'll put some more gel. The more gel you have on there, the easier it is to see things. Alright, let's try this again. It's tricky.
Is it worth trying up here and working down more?
Could do. You see anything?
Not yet.
So I think this is the area, Janet. So you work a third. You're supposed to work from the bottom third up from the towel.
Oh, go back. Back a little bit more.
Not that way.
This way. Yeah.
You see something?
I thought I saw something. Yeah, there.
There
See
you
that?
go. Can you freeze that? Oh, wait, unfreeze. It's not easy to get. Let's try again. Okay, here we go. Got to get the angle right. There you go. Got it. Right, that's the follicle size. Thank you, Jared.
Eventually.
It's not easy as it is. It's a question of trial and error, I think. So what I like to do is I like to clean down the snake, clean down the probe, so that you should really clean down your probe every time you're using this, so that you don't transmit any problems from one snake to the other in case there is any problems. It's very important to keep the hygiene very, very important. So I'm going to get rid of that gel. I put a lot of gel on her, Jared, but at least we've got one of the follicles there that we can measure. And I'm going to guess, you guess the size of that, Jared, what you think she's got.
7 or 8 mil.
7 or 8 mil, okay. Right, so we'll just slip her back now. So that wasn't too stressful for the animal. She's normally quite a shy animal, but she was quite well behaved there. And it did take a little bit of experimentation to find the follicle, but we got there in the end. We'll slip her back. So we'll always put the welfare of the snake before our own scientific analysis. And then she's back nice and safe. And Jad, do you want to have a go, or shall I show you how to measure now?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is how we measure. So what you do is you use, what do they call these, Chad? These little
scroll wheel?
Scroll wheel. So you take the scroll wheel and you go across to the measure button over here. You see that measure? Mm-hmm. And if you actually press the set button here, it gives you a menu that drops down, and you can then choose distance, eclipse, polygon, or 3D image. Should be interesting. I haven't gone any further than distance, but let's just try distance. You press set again once you've got the arrow on what you want, and now you're able to go to the follicle size. And what they recommend is you do it from top to bottom. So once you get to the top of the follicle, would you say that's the top of the follicle there, Jared? Or about there? Or there?
No, yeah.
About there. Okay, so we press set to anchor the, and then we go down vertical to see the size vertically, and we press set again at that point there. So that tells us it's 8.7, so your just judgment was about right, Jared.
Yeah.
But I think this would be close to 10 on the width.
Yeah.
Would you say?
I guess 11 on the width.
11? Let's try what we've got here. So she's got 10.5 on the width, 8.7 on the height, and that if you zoom on here, it gives you the average, Jad. Can you zoom in on that?
9.6.
So 9.6. So she's ready to be paired, really. 10 mil is what they recommend. So because she's not quite there, I think she's close enough. And I think if we put a male to her, I think it's her first lock should be around about 10 if we can get it. So that's.
Should I record that on the ring?
Yes. Do you want? Should I do that while you record it, or you?
I could.
Yes. So let's show you. Now we're going to record it. So instead of me getting my pen and paper, and this is one for Rob because he was saying, "Lovely technology," but I got my pen and paper out in the last video, and I think the reason was Jad and I weren't set up to record it. So now we're going to show Rob how we record it electronically. And you basically scan the code. You've got a picture of the pin on there as well, have you? If you put the picture up so you can see.
Yeah, it doesn't let you see more than that at the moment.
Okay. Yeah, and then what's the next step?
So we just ultrasound. So the follicles would say medium.
Yeah.
And in the notes, usually when you go through it, you can see how many eggs there are, so you can put the count.
Yeah.
But we only saw one at the moment.
Yeah.
So we put, what was it, 9.6?
9.6.
9.6 millimeters.
Yeah.
And then we'll click return and tick. Now that's saved it, so if we go to our activities on that snake, we can see we've ultrasound her and it's given us the details there, and then on the computer we can see the further details that will show us the size of it.
Yeah. And what's really nice is Jad's going to be feeding the collection tomorrow. I'm going away to visit grandchildren and give them some Halloween treats, and it's my we've got a birthday celebration to do as well, and plus we're going to see Mandy's mother, who's been very poorly during the COVID period, and she's we're going to just spend some family time. Jad's very kindly, now he's well enough to maintain the facility, and I think this is a really important part of the care series, is that when we do go away for a few days, that we don't leave our collection unattended, because you know we work so hard every day to keep everything clean and tidy, and when you go away, if you leave your snakes unattended, then it's not good for their welfare. But so it's good to have a friend or a family member that hopefully knows a little bit about snakes and that can actually help maintain and keep the quality of the cleanliness and the feeding, well not necessarily the feeding, but the maintaining of those animals nice. And so when I come back, I know everything's going to be fresh water, clean bedding, and everything will be nice and tidy and clean, because Jad has a great love for these animals. Now the other thing we're going to do is, do you want to have a go at having a go at ultra scanning yourself? Because I've got Daisy, Jad, which I think she's getting quite big, and we've got Ray and Flames in there at the moment, Coco.
Yeah.
So I think Daisy will be the one that I would like to, well, maybe you can have a go at ultra scanning, Jad?
Yeah.
So if I bring her out, she's a lovely girl, isn't she? She's so beautiful. I mean, just look how gorgeous she is. She's weighing close to, I would say, 2 kilograms at the moment. And look, she wants to come out. So if I switch sides, Jad. There we go. She wants to explore. And Jad's going to have a go at doing his first ultrasound scan. The other thing while Jad's doing this is I'm playing with the idea, and I've just recently subscribed to a couple of other nice channels, which I'll do a shout out on future videos. There's a really nice channel that thinks the same way as I do. He's very much into enrichment time with his snakes, and he's built a climbing area, safe climbing area. Oh, what was that, Jad? That's not a follicle, is it? Oh, that's her heart. You've got a heartbeat there. Let me just zoom in on that. That's really interesting. You see the heart pumping?
Mm.
You've got a heartbeat there. It's because you're quite far up on the animal, and as you work your way down, you see the heartbeat. You'll find that she's got a bladder there as well. So this is really, really good, Jad. Look. Very, very interesting. So Jad's working his way down with the gel.
There you go, there's your follicles.
You got follicles? She's going to freeze for you. Daisy's going to do her own freezing. She's right on the freeze button as well, isn't that funny?
She's got 1, 2, 3, 4.
How many can you count, Jad? There's quite a few there. I think she's got quite a few follicles. If you can find them again, you need to go onto the gel, and then we'll freeze. Once you've got them, I'll freeze the. Have you got them? There we go. So if I freeze that, let me just Okay. There we go. So we've got those frozen. She's a lovely animal. Well done, Jared. I think you've got the knack a bit quicker than I have here. I think you're going to be doing the. I think you're going to be doing the ultrasounding for now. So well done. Jared's going to clean her off, and obviously clean the probe.
I've done the probe already.
Well done. And look at her. Look, she's smelling a boy. I think she's smelling one of our boys. We'll get her back in, and then we'll do the measurement. Do you want to have a go at measuring, Jared?
Yeah.
Give it a go. So we'll just sit her back. Oh, I'm really impressed with that, Jared. I've never seen a heartbeat of the snake. That was really good. Really, really cool.
So we'll go with
Dr.
this
Jared,
road.
my, I was going to say my assistant. I think I'll be your assistant this way.
So we go over to measure, distance. We'll do this one there. That one's 7.1. And then do we just click again and do it, or do we have to click set again?
No, click again. Do the other one across.
So 7.3 mil.
So let's just look at the average. 7.3. So she's got a ways to go. It's not worth putting a mil to it yet. Jared's going to now record that on the scanner. So we'll use the scan card.
Scanner.
Yeah.
We'll click ultrasound. So they're still small.
Yeah.
And we'll put 7.5 millimeters.
Well done. Yeah. So it's that quick, isn't it? So once you've got everything set up, right, we'll do the next one I wanted to do was Ray. To see how big she's doing. Now look, she wants to eat. She's a beautiful yellow belly pie, this one. She's given us a lovely first clutch in our first year, didn't she, Jan?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, she gave us some slugs last year, and it was probably my fault because I overstretched one of our boys, and I think his sperm count was down low, and she produced a lovely clutch of slugs.
Yeah. Big,
but they were infertile, and I think there was a problem with the male that we overstretched him. That's why I've got the ultrasound, really, is because I don't overstretch them. I want to make sure that we put them in at the right time, and it hopefully would be an interesting experiment to see what happens here. So, right, do you want to do this one, Jack? Because you're better than me at this. So, show us how it's done. She is a lovely girl, and her daughter's actually almost up to size, and. While Jared's doing that, I'll just give you an update on her daughters. I'll just slip by Jared. So we've got a lovely set of pies from them now. Iggy, where is she? We've got Iggy's over here, and she's 1,400 grams herself. She might even go this year for us. But there she is. You can see what beautiful offspring she produces. But we're planning next year's season rather than this year's season. But the way she's eating at the moment, she'll probably get up to size in the next couple of months. But I've learnt my lesson from last year not to over push. And she also produced a boy who we're going to be bringing into the breeding plans. And the boy is Wizzy. And he is right here. He's 1,300. And he's producing sperm. And we'll be using him as part of our future pied projects to get the yellow belly in. So I think Jared's ready for the next ultra scan. So how are we doing, Jared?
Haven't found them yet.
Okay. She's behaving herself. You know, a lot of snakes run off, Jared. But just look how well behaved our snakes are. They're not frightened, they're not running off. They're enjoying the playtime, I think. And I do like the idea. Rob came up with an idea, said any runaway snakes, get a pillowcase, Jared, and put a pillowcase in their heads, and that way you can calm them down that way. So that's a good tip from Rob there, and we'll certainly bear that in mind going forward if we do have any problems. So I understand it's the angle of the probe that counts for getting a good image, Jared. Anything happening?
Not yet. I haven't found anything yet.
No? So maybe try a little bit. You found the heart again. You see the heart beating there again. You found the heart again. You see it beating?
No.
No? Okay. Anything happening, Joe?
Can't see anything yet.
Has there got plenty of gel on there?
Yeah.
Ah. Keep working your way.
Those three things at the top.
Keep working your way down. Top up with some gel, Jan. I think that definitely helps. I know that the gel does definitely help. That she's showing an interest in. Come on, darling. I'm going to put you back in now. Come on. There we go. So it is a little bit tricky to find it.
Beginner's luck it must have been.
Yeah, sometimes I get lucky straight away, and sometimes you've got to search for what you're looking for here. It's usually the third down, that's it, third down. So you put a bit more gel on there, Jack. I think if you, the more gel you put on, the better it becomes. Try that now, get a better vision. Good, really good rib cage there, Jack. And I can see some follicles further the other way,
Alright.
There, see that? See, there's three there. 1, 2, 3. You see they're quite big. If you go back to where you were, there, just hold it there. Angle it a little bit more. Can you get the image up? What do you think? Are they follicles? Or?
Sure.
There, hold it there, hold it there. I've frozen it. I can see the follicles. See the round balls? She's well developed. They're bigger than the other ones. I think the thing is, when you're doing this, you're expecting 10mm small marbles, but you could end up with big marbles. And I think as they get bigger, they get whiter.
Yeah.
So what you're looking for is something that's more disguised, and sometimes the medium-sized ones are even harder because they're not black. So what we'll do is we'll just clean her off. I think we'll call this the last one, Jared, because we are close to the half-an-hour movie that we're putting together. But isn't she lovely? Lovely temperament. She's one of my favourite snakes, and she produces such beautiful offspring. And we've got a lot of pied girls and boys that have come out of her, which going forward should help us with our future projects.
So you're saying this thing here?
Yeah, that's your follicle, Jared. There's
From
two
there
there.
to there.
So it'll be from the top. There's the circle there to there. So you can
It's a weird shape,
go
isn't
up
it?
higher.
Oh, that white thing?
Yeah, that's the top of the egg. That's it. So you follow the curve. That's it there. I reckon she's got
There?
Yeah. Yeah, and then you go from left to right as well. So keep going left, keep going, keep going, keep going. Up a bit. And there, that's one. And then go right a bit. Right, 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 right. There. Up a bit. There. There you go. So 15.3. She's well developed. I wonder whether slugging out last year didn't take as much out of her. And she's got bigger follicle growth. So, well, ladies and gentlemen, friends, family out there, Jared, thank you so much for helping today.
That's all right.
The humidity is pretty hot in here, and Jared and I are sweating like buckets, and that's normally a good sign that you got your humidity right. I hope you enjoyed our little video today. Have a lovely Halloween weekend. I will be back next week, and we'll give you an update, and we'll work through. We've got 34 females to ultrascan over the next month, so we'll do a couple every so often and show you how they're doing, how they're progressing. And we'll do an experiment as well. We've got a couple of friends, I think Hamlin and Rob, want us to do an experiment where we do traditional without the ultrasound compared with the other one. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye for now.